Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. So, we've been in the middle of a storm. Well, I've been in the middle of a storm since 3 o'clock this morning. It started raining last night. It's been wonderful because I got to get a lot of rest and I feel good when there's hurricanes. I like them. So, it was only a category one. So, anybody who's from Florida and truly knows we don't worry about a category one, two, three. Four, yes. Five, for sure. So those other ones, they just let you sleep. Other people do other stuff, but I just like to sleep and spend it here at home. I also wanted to give a shout out to my beautiful daughter, Desiree, who turned 19 years old today. So 19 years ago at 12:37 this morning, I gave birth to my middle child. Hello, Stephanie. How's my beautiful doing? We need to catch up, Mama. I got to talk to you about a few things. Um, so the next thing I want to announce is, and I'm going to go and present real quick. One of WCU's clients was released, who is a lifer, and I did a little something on my story. And I know people aren't really going to click on it because it's not me, but it's okay. It still means everything to me, so I'm going to present it for you guys real quick. Okay, so here we go. Here goes my story.
Welcome back. Oh, yeah, man. How you doing? You good?
Time. Hang on, you guys. Can you guys hear it on that end or no?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys can hear it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let me share with y'all my page. All right.
Welcome back.
Seems like I can hear it.
How you doing? You good? I know you like that.
But anyways, it has the song "Welcome Back," and it goes. If you guys can go on my page so y'all can see it. Bert, congratulations on coming back home. He did 32 years in the state of Georgia, was locked up since 1992. He is now 52 years old. He is now out. We've helped him find shelter and help him find employment. So we will follow his file for the next 5 years. If you guys have a loved one that maybe needs our assistance, I'm not taking any more cases because I'm kind of overwhelmed with a lot of cases right now. And I don't say overwhelmed in a bad way. It's just we have to make sure they get home. So what I will do is I will refer you guys to organizations I know will help you guys. The next thing is I have another client, Damian Roberts, I will really be pushing for him very soon. I'm going to get everything ready and at change.org because I want to make sure all of this gets to parole and pardons, who goes up for parole in February. Y'all sign the petition. Help in any way. If I ask you for a letter, please don't give me a hard time and make me wait because we want to get the public help as much as possible. This guy has been incarcerated for 23 years. Like I said, I don't judge the crime, right? But never received a disciplinary report. So that right within itself makes me back him up. You guys will be hearing me talk a lot about Damian Roberts. And I have another one, and I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but there's another client that I have that they're at the top right now for me to focus on and my organization. So anyways, congratulations, Bert, on coming home. And, we will be following you for 5 years. If you need our assistance for anything, that's what we're here for. And that's what my organization strives to do. The next thing is it's tomorrow's Veterans Day. Shout out to all veterans out there, the ones that have served, past, present, whatever. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you for your service. Thank you to my little brother, Jose, for your service. Thank you to my grandfather, Jose, my uncles, my aunts, my cousins, so forth, so on. So much family, my friends. Um, Happy Veterans Day. You're very much appreciated. All your sacrifices and everything that you've done for this country and for each of us, and our so-called freedom in the United States. Now to introduce the dynamic duo. Enough of me going blah 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 blah. Jamil and Lungi, how are you guys doing tonight?
Good, we good, we good. And it's a day. It's a blessed day to be alive in the world. You know, contrary to what may be popularly believed or perceived, every day above ground is a great day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm blessed.
Me too.
Got some things to talk about tonight. I can't you know, a lot of stuff going on in the world. I'm really intrigued by the election results in Georgia and around the country. But I don't really want to elaborate that much on that. But things got to change down here in Georgia or up here in Georgia. They got to change, man. It's like I was looking at on the news and they showed a picture of a map of the state of Georgia and all the different counties
Mhm.
in Georgia and like which ones were red counties and which one were blue counties. And it's like the whole state was damn near blood red. I was like, whoa, whoa, man. Ain't no way these folks, I'm talking about these folks went, I'm talking about blood gang all the way down. It was like, but I'm talking about on a serious tip though, it was just like it just showed you the mindset of the people who you're surrounded by. It's like, wow, this if nothing changes, nothing changes, man. Well, nothing changes.
um I don't think a lot of the nation was very different. It's kind of disturbing, in my opinion, right? For me, especially, it was a big blow for women, a big blow for women, slap in the face. Um, I do want to say this, and I'll follow you guys tonight on whatever we're talking about with the elections. But I do want to say this for the state of Georgia. The runoff will be December 6th. Each of you have an option to get an absentee ballot. If for whatever reason, and I put this on my story and I put this on my page because I know people see it. If for whatever reason you cannot make it to vote on December 6th, and you're specifically having to work because you're working class and you can't take that time off because there's no way you're living check to check. I get it. But do me a favor, and you have till the 28th of November to ask for an absentee ballot. Get out and vote. I don't care which side you're voting for. That's your problem. But it is your civic duty to go out and vote. I was very disgusted to see that a guy who is just has everything going against him, everything wrong, right? So many people voted for him, and it was nearly a tie. I will be going back December 6th to physically vote along with my daughter, Desiree. So please, please, I'm asking you, lunchtime with Anna's asking you, just get up and vote. And I don't care which way you go, which way you're voting, but get up and vote. Because at the end of the day, these elections do make a difference. And these are the ones that us as people of color have been ignoring for so many years because we didn't feel it was important. I was surprised when I put up a status that said, don't complain if you didn't get out and vote. One of the people that liked the status, and Jamil Lungi, I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about my best friend, Betsy, was Betsy. And so I just so happened to send her a message and I'm like, while you're liking the status, did you actually get up and vote this time? She never does midterm elections. And she did in the state of Massachusetts. A woman who is a lesbian did win over there. And, you know, she was happy with the results or whatever. So it was a win for women, right? I guess at this point, women just want their rights being heard, right? And so she even got up and voted. So shout out to Betsy. Thank you for getting up and voting, because if not, you're going to hear an earful from me. But a lot of people did get up and vote, but many didn't. Many didn't, because I guarantee you that if I go to certain sectors within the state of Georgia, they would have had every excuse of why they couldn't get up and get vote. I'm just saying. Are you guys there? I think I talked them. Y'all, I talked them to dad. They're like, oh.
No, you were making too much sense. You were making too much sense. We were just listening. You know, when folks get quiet, somebody making too much sense now.
Okay, I'm thinking, dang, you know, I like to talk. I'm Boricua. We love to talk, and I'm a woman, and I love talking. So, but you know,
Yeah,
just
I heard about the election in Massachusetts with the woman, and I congratulate her victory. You know, even to the opposing parties that I didn't vote for, you know, wouldn't have voted for, you know, I congrats to them. You know, it's a lot going on, you know, and it is a lot of disappointment in the air, you know, in different camps, you know.
how about you know, I'm gonna ask.
Come on with it. Come on with
I
it.
know you were devastated. I know you were devastated.
But you know what?
Stacey Abrams.
I kind of knew, you know, because I've been following it, you know, closely and looking at the statistics and what was projected to happen. So I knew it was an uphill climb, you know, for Georgia's gubernatorial race, but you know, she's still young.
Yeah.
She's still fresh. She still has a lot of spunk. And I'm hopeful and I'm very much ready to follow her career and where she goes from here, you know, because I just still see her shooting for the stars. I still see so much, you know, even though she didn't win this election, you know, she's definitely not done, you know. And like you said, this runoff is very serious, and I do encourage people, you know, that have that privilege to exercise that privilege, you know, and that right to vote.
And I also wanted to emphasize something while you're talking about privilege. If you have been arrested, and as an activist, I have to say this, right? If you have been arrested but not yet convicted and still are able to vote, make sure you get an absentee ballot out. If you have a problem that they will not let you vote for whatever reason from county jail, please contact one of us activists and we'll make sure that you get whatever you need to get. But make sure it's before election day, so that we can get things together for you, because that's what we do. It's very important. Every single vote counts. If you have any family, friends that are right now sitting in county and have not yet been convicted of a felony, please have them request an absentee ballot. Get out and vote. Because there is nothing that says that you're stripped of your rights to vote until after you've been convicted of a felony. Just giving you guys a jewel there that maybe a lot of people don't think of, but I've thought of it.
It's another jewel for all of you guys to think of, and that is, where in the Constitution does it state that somebody that is convicted of a felony cannot vote?
There's two states. There's two states that allow it. I think one of them is Maine, and I want to say New Hampshire. Two states that they do actually allow every single prisoner to vote. But I don't know what happened to the rest of the nation.
See, what's been happening is our rights that are constitutional, according to the Constitution, the United States Constitution is the supreme law of the land. In no state, county, city, none of that can make any laws, statutes, ordinances, or anything that are contrary to what is stated in the Constitution. So this is why you have all these people fighting so hard for these gun rights. This is why you have all these people who are doing all these different things with these voting, because according to the Constitution, my right to bear arms shall not be infringed upon. Period. Doesn't matter whether or not I have a conviction. I have a right to protect myself. This is an inalienable right. Can't be taken. So with that, you have all these states who are violating people's constitutional rights day in and day out. And it's the same thing with the voting. People are not allowed to vote, but there's no constitutional statute that states that because a person is convicted of a felony, that they cannot vote.
Well, shout out to the state of Florida. Last election, it's Amendment 4. They did restore everybody's rights to vote, even if you've been convicted of a felony. The state of Georgia, I think, is a lot behind on that. So everybody here in the state of Florida, I believe, is now allowed to vote, even if you are a felon and on probation or whatever. I believe that, I don't know about being in prison, but I believe all of that other stuff, yes. Nathaniel, get out of my sight.
Kyrie Irving. Have you guys been keeping up with the situation with this brother right here?
I've been keeping up some, but on and off. I don't know about you two, but I have some. I can defend myself on a conversation. I can defend myself.
What about you, Lungi? Have you?
Yeah, I've kept up with it somewhat, and I think it's definitely it's been a long time coming. I hope that what this spawns is something that just sheds a different light on black ball players, and how much they are pretty much they have something of a chain around their neck when it comes to the owners,
Mhm.
you know, and those who, you know, throw them millions upon millions of dollars to pretty much do their bidding, you know, but won't free up their minds, which is their greatest tool, you know. And I think that his case is basically a snapshot of, you know, what they try to do in terms of keeping them locked out of uh, significant conversations. You
Mhm.
know, I just remember how Fox used to chide LeBron James so much, saying, you know, just dribble the basketball. That's what you do, and don't come over here and talk about what's going on in this world. You know,
Mhm.
in this real world. You know, outside of entertainment. You know, uh, just be a good
Entertainer.
entertainer, slave. You know, so you know, I love and applaud the brothers that do, going back to the Ali's and some of the ones from yesteryears that have actually utilized their voice in different arenas besides just the entertainment world and sports. You know, that have shown that, you know, they can be a voice. They can use their influence and um, power for something beyond, you know, just buying cars and clothes and homes and, you know, and things of that nature.
I think like this situation with this brother right here, man, it's so imperative that we all, as in his words, as melanated people,
Mhm.
as melanated pigmented people, not any particular culture, but all of us as melanated and pigmented people,
Mhm.
that we have knowledge of self, man. This brother, I watched his statement the other day. You know, now basically these folks basically gonna make this brother retire. Well, he's choosing retirement over
Suspension.
not even over suspension, over
Being shamed.
over self humiliation.
Right.
Rather than humiliate himself and stand down on something that he stands firm upon, he rather retire because you're trying to make this man into something that he's clearly not. And because he won't allow you to make him into something that he's not, you want to persecute him. This man is strictly speaking about the knowledge of myself. Why? And my question still remains the same. Why is nobody going after Amazon or Jeff Bezos? Why is everybody trying to persecute this man because he hosted a video or movie on his platform, but nobody is persecuting the distributor of the movie itself? That's crazy. That's crazy. Who stands to profit more from the distribution of this, or the advertisement, or the promotion of this movie? Jeff Bezos or Kyrie Irving? Who do you think right now is making the most money off of this situation right now? Kyrie Irving or Jeff Bezos? Because right now, while Kyrie Irving is being persecuted about posting this movie or this video, Jeff Bezos is getting billions of dollars. Why? Because everybody's going to see it to see what he's talking about. But nobody's saying nothing about Jeff Bezos taking it off of Amazon. That's crazy. Why is nobody saying anything about that? How come I haven't seen anything in the social media, the news stations, any of that? Nobody's saying anything about Jeff Bezos removing the movie from Amazon. But Kyrie Irving got all these damn fines and suspensions and apologies and stuff that he has to make. So where's the justice? Where's the justice? This brother's career is gone, just like Colin Kaepernick's career was gone. Just like Muammar Gaddafi's country and legacy was gone. Just like Saddam Hussein's
What is the name of the movie again? One of the viewers is asking.
From Hebrews to Negroes.
Yeah, something like that. Movie is called From Hebrews to Negroes. It's a documentary.
You know, and man clearly stated, I can't be anti-Semitic. The news reporter keeps on asking him, you know, are you anti-Semitic? I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
This is his response. Sounds like the same thing Kanye West said, ain't it? I can't be anti-Semitic because blacks are Jews also. Everybody who everybody who has anything to say or expresses any type of knowledge of self from way back then, Marcus Garvey to from Noble Drew Ali to Marcus Garvey to Honorable Elijah Muhammad to Master to Father Allah, Clarence 13X, to Brother Farrakhan now, to Brother Polite, to Brother Umar Johnson, to Brother Ali Muhammad. All of these brothers who got knowledge, everybody who pushes forth for the knowledge of self, man, they find themselves being persecuted by these same group of people.
I have a question, you know, and it's just been my opinion from the beginning. Do you fellas believe that maybe if that wouldn't have it happened with Kanye a few weeks before he made the tweet, do you think it would have been such a big deal? Because I genuinely don't believe so. I think they're just using him as an example, unfortunately, for, you know, what took place with Kanye West. Whether he's right or wrong, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm just thinking that that's why they went overboard, because I honestly didn't see him saying anything wrong that maybe none of us had said at one point or another, regardless what we stand for on our social media.
did Kanye West actually say anything wrong?
Well, no one's saying that he did or he didn't. But what I'm saying is that started the um, the bad blood. We'll just say that.
Yeah. 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 You could possibly say that, but shoot, this isn't something new.
But see, I believe it is new to a lot of people out there because they don't know about this stuff.
No, what happened with Nick Cannon?
Yeah, I think it's taken for granted that a lot of people are studying these type of studies. A lot of blacks are conscious, you know. A lot of Republicans are I guess I'll say that a lot of Republicans chide this so-called woke cultural dynamic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a part of that, I believe, is, you know, like Jamil is saying, knowledge of self. You have a lot of blacks who are doing more intense studies with this information age on the origin of black people, on the continent of Africa itself, on various studies of spirituality and religion. They are taking these things serious and studying these things intensely and in depth. And they're not just studying that, but they're studying, you know, men like he mentioned, the Umar Johnsons, the Polites, the various brothers who are educating black people in particular, you know, melanated people on deeper levels than what oftentimes churches or sometimes mosques have educated people on. So I think that, you know, it's nothing new. I think that these brothers are falling right in line with, you know, what's pretty much common of the day, you know, but the stature of their platform is what's rendering this kind of persecution, you know. For these brothers to have certain claims and certain convictions, you know, and can probably back them up with a lot of factual and substantive information, you know, they are being attacked by traditions and politics that don't see eye to eye with a lot of what's going on today. But I don't see the surprise in this type of study because, you know, I know a lot of people who are studying this way, you know, and coming to understanding to there's not reading the conventional books. They're not allowing themselves to be, you know, proverbially miseducated, you know. They're not being that miseducated group. I was just talking to somebody earlier today about the miseducation of the Negro, right? Carter G. Woodson, you know, and how so many blacks during the time when he penned that book, you know, were going to these predominantly white institutions, learning under, you know, a system of education that was designed to teach people a certain way, and they weren't even taking the jewels within that particular education system back to their own communities and helping uplift their people on some way, right? But now you have people that are not trying to receive formal education at all, but are educating themselves with books that are authored by people who are not in the formal education arena when it comes to religion, politics, whatever the case may be. And these people are like they're credible and hard to refute oftentimes, like the Dr. Sabies of the world. You know, a lot of people are familiar with guys like that in the medical world, right? He's not who in the medical world or who pretty much is right wing is familiar with Dr. Sabi. But you can name a million black people who know exactly who Dr. Sabi is, right? Because at this point in time, certain things are common knowledge because it's being spread throughout our communities that people need to educate themselves deeper than just the way we've been taught to educate ourselves. And Kanye West and Kyrie Irving are just a microcosm of that particular direction that society is going. That's what I think.
Why you just look at this in contrast to what he's saying, but also on the long line with what he's saying. You know, look at the increased conversion and interest in the Afro-Asiatic and original African religions or spiritual practices that are becoming so widespread now amongst our people over here in the West, such as Ifa and Voodoo and Metuneta and things of that nature. Whereas before we were just caught up in all of the Abrahamic faiths, such as Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Now, with like the brother was saying, with the information age and such a full effect in our lives today, you know, ignorance is a choice. Ignorance is a choice nowadays. And the more our people are becoming educated, the more the world has a problem with it. No, excuse me. I'm not going to say educated. The more our people become free. The more our people become free, the more our people obtain the knowledge of themselves and free themselves from the triple stages of darkness of being deaf, dumb, and blind. The world has a problem with it. Because, like I said, you can literally break down the definitions of everything that those brothers spoke, and none of it is anti-Semitic. None of it is anti-Semitic. None of it. But as long as the world remains in part of the 85%, they remain in the triple stages of darkness. The 10% can tell them anything, and they're going to believe it. It's just like you remember the movie Straight Outta Compton when Ice Cube dropped No Vaseline. They first heard it for the first time, and all of them was sitting in the room. Jerry Heller, Easy, and Ren, and all of them was in there, and all of them was mad because Ice Cube going in on everybody. And then Jerry Heller, when he's done, I'm gonna get him for all this. He's this anti-Semitic. He's just going off. And Easy E stops. He's like, man, Jerry, what the fuck is anti-Semitic anyway? You know, it's like, well, we don't know what the hell that is. And the world really doesn't know what it is. The world does not really know what it is. These people are literally relating a whole tribe of people to one group.
Jamil,
Yes.
if I may, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Abdul Shakur. I if
Yes,
anybody,
I do. That's
okay,
my homie.
yes,
That's
yes.
my homie. Yes.
If anybody knows my way of thinking, they'll understand that why I honestly love a lot of what Abdul says. I'm going to play for you guys something Abdul has sent me. He was briefly listening in. So here you guys go. Let me know if you guys can hear it. If you don't mind, Jamil, sorry for the interruption. I just didn't want to forget.
Oh no, that's my homie. Listen, and salute to you, OG. Much love. Stay strong. Stay strong. We with
So,
you.
absolutely. So here we go.
Yeah, see, this is the issue. We live in a society that constantly speak to our weakness. It always telling us what we can't do, and we have to depend on others to do for ourselves. We have facilitated our enslavement by submitting and surrendering to this bullshit. We don't tap into our power. We don't tap into our true self. We can do anything we put our mind to, and that's how we should speak to each other. I understand from a strategic and tactical standpoint that we must utilize every resource at our disposal until we can do for ourselves. No question about that. So when I say we may utilize certain material from the government, I'm going to say from an S&T, strategic and tactical perspective, not depending on these clowns. We have to understand that we have that power. We choose not to exercise that power. Speak to the strength of our people. Speak to the truth of our people. Being strong is who we are. Being weak is what they want us to be.
That's from Abdul. This man will hype anybody up. Y'all hear me? That is, I interviewed him at the beginning of the year. I need to bring him back in because he would just remind you of why you need to fight for your people. Okay. Shout out to Abdul, man. You are, to me, familia.
Thanks. Oh man. Much love. I'm with you.
I'm hoping he calls in tonight. I'm hoping he calls in tonight. So I'm hoping. Fred, what's up? What's up? How you doing? So anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry I interrupted you. I just he's somebody I highly look up to if anybody knows anything about how my mom thinks.
Yes, that's one of my, I call my advisors to a degree.
Absolutely. All
and
of us.
I respect him. I respect his struggle. I respect his mindset. I respect his views. And I stand with him with the black fist raised to the highest height. I love that brother. We won't stop. We won't stop, brother. But like I was saying, basically the world's ignorance is being played upon right now in the attack against our brothers. The world, their ignorance is being played upon. Everything from the DEFCON 3 statement to the posting of the video that may have aired anti-Semitic views. But guess what? They show Schindler's List every year on TV, which was a movie about Hitler. It is full of anti-Semitic views. Clearly full of anti-Semitic views. But I don't see anybody protesting or boycotting TNT or any of these networks for pushing any of these shows or anything. It's crazy. It's crazy. I just want to encourage the people, all our people, in the United States and abroad. Do your research. Think outside of the box. Learn your history from the perspective of your people and not from the perspective of your captors. Learn the, I was looking up, my wife is Puerto Rican. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna change this to go on. My wife is Puerto Rican also, and I was doing the breakdown on the history of the breakdown of this island, and not just this island in particular, but really all of these Caribbean islands right here, or countries, that all of them are pretty much were inhabited by what are known as Taino Native American or natives. And I was looking these people up online, and these people, some of them were black. When I mean black, I mean Yaphet Kotto black. Whoopi Goldberg's lips black. Bernie Mac black. Bill Duke black. Tainos. And
that's my DNA, y'all. That's my DNA.
And it really, I looked and it said these people inhabited the South Americas and the Caribbean for over 3,000 or 4,000 years.
Yeah.
And I'm looking and I'm saying, why were we never taught this in school? Why were we never taught about the Tainos in school?
Honestly, I remember, if I may, Jamil, sorry for interrupting.
No, go ahead.
But I remember, because it is my history, right? It is my background. I remember there would be this much said about us and who we really are, or were originally, as a people, because we're so mixed now, but who we were, it would literally be like this in any social studies book that you would look at back then. I could imagine now it's probably even less. It's probably not even on there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I may be wrong, but it wasn't brought up.
Yeah, but you think, for somebody for a people to inhabit a land, for now we understand when we see these totem poles down here in South America and in Central America with all these black features on them. Mm-hmm. When we see all these monuments that resemble those in Africa, mm-hmm, we know, okay, we can connect the dots now.
Yeah.
We can connect the dots now. It's like they tried, it's what they call whitewashing.
Yes.
The history. We never know.
And I'd like to ask you and Lungi, just because of what this show is called, right? Brothers in Boricua. What do you guys remember being taught? Because I can tell you guys clearly, because I remember it year by year, year after year. I was an honor roll student throughout school. I remember what we were taught. But Do you guys recall what was taught to you about that history? Say the Caribbean, say Puerto Rico. If you guys do, if you guys don't, I can briefly tell you guys because it literally was that much.
Well, for me, I vaguely remember school. I wasn't the best student in grade school, right? Quite honestly. But I do remember actually disputing with teachers because of the small amount of material that was black, that was related to us, like you said, and I see the bigger picture now with Western civilization. But I have looked at a lot of textbooks over the years that I think it would be good if they made their way into more public schools than they are a part of, because there's a need for people to write these textbooks. That, like you said, give a balanced perspective of history. There are some out there though that are more inclusive, and I'm seeing how they're trying to make more and more inclusive, even on a college level, textbooks. But even still, with the United States, they're going to want their textbooks, and traditionally have put into their curriculums textbooks that are, the basic Western civilization angle of history, even with its misconceptions, but yeah, back when I was in school, I remember having those discussions, those disputes. I was one of the few, among a class full of blacks, and white teachers. I thought that was an oxymoron. How is it a classroom full of black people, not one white person in there but the teacher? And it's a white young woman, fresh out of college, don't know nothing about the community that she's teaching,
So let me ask you ate her alive. You ate her alive.
that's a nationwide problem, Who wants to take on schools in the inner city? Who wants to teach in the inner city? Those that are getting the best of so-called best of education, they're not trying to go to the school that's full of blacks, that's in a working class, poor working class neighborhood, environment, public schools. They want to go to some of the most prestigious schools, the ones that have the best education. So our school systems are fighting for what they can get. And oftentimes they're getting somebody that's out of touch, that's out of touch, that's a young, and there's no discredit to her or him, but oftentimes it's statistically a young white female, early 20s, never had any substantive contact with blacks, especially the caliber of blacks that are in the inner city, working class, whatever, and this is where special education becomes a problem. You don't know how to deal with these young boys, so you special educate them. You put them in special education programs when they don't have any problems. You don't know how to handle them. If a black man was the teacher, he would know how to understand them and handle them. If somebody that could relate to them, even some sisters, if they that know what's going on, and know the energy of the young guys. So it's so much of a misdiagnosis going on, and so much of classrooms and tensions filled with young black guys that, because of a system that's out of touch with the reality of who they're supposed to be called to serve. I even heard, I think it was Jawanza Kunjufu, he was calling all black males that have a formal education to go back and teach on the elementary school level. All black males who have a formal education of some sort to sacrifice 2 years out of your career to go down into the public school system and show those boys an example of a man that they don't have.
I love
That's
that.
so rare because these school systems are filled with a lot of women, and sometimes predominantly white women. And they will benefit well from having a principal serving 2 years that's a black male, of having a faculty, of black males, of having especially teachers, not just gym teachers, but science, math, English, history, like you say, teachers that look like them, that reflect an understanding back to them of who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's to me what's going on. It's a very serious problem. Education in America, the educational system. When you talking about miseducation, you know, it's a very serious problem. And this is going on in schools that are named after Frederick Douglass, named after Marcus Garvey, named
Yeah.
named after some of the,
Yeah.
you know,
I like the way you said that. I like the way you said
That's real.
it's only certain sectors where you see those schools with those names, and I know where you're going with it. And I agree with you 200%.
I know when I was in elementary school, hell, even in junior high school, the only thing I ever knew about Puerto Rico, in all honesty, was that Roberto Clemente was from there.
Yes, that's our
That's
baseball
it.
prayer.
That's it. I didn't know anything. Like I couldn't tell you anything because we never talked about Puerto Rico in school. We never talked about it. For nothing. I could not recall any topic. I cannot recall any class of history where anybody of any type of significance in history from Puerto Rico, with the exception of Roberto Clemente, ever taught in class.
I
And
just
he was
know we got a lot of history. Just so the public knows, man. Look us up, man. Us Puerto Ricans, we're some awesome individuals with a great heart for whatever fight we fight. Um, Jamil, did you have anything else to add? Because I want to briefly say what that little bit said, real quick.
no. Go ahead.
So this is what we were taught in social studies. Christopher Columbus discovered Bridgeport, aka Puerto Rico. He came there with the Niña, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. And they just sat there with the Indians, the Taino Indians, and they taught the Taino. They all mixed together, and then the slavery comes along, and then that's it. That's pretty much the overall of what you get. You don't get the full detail of killing us, raping us, stealing our gold from the Bridgeport. That's why it was called Bridgeport, Puerto Rico, because of all the gold that they stole.
Indeed.
They don't talk about how they killed us off. Because if you really know this, do you really feel comfortable with saying, yeah, the Jones Act is okay, or other things are okay?
Well, they tried to kill you off because
Yeah, no, we bad, right?
you do have some Tainos that are still in existence. I've seen them. I've seen the pictures of them. I've seen the videos of them on.
They still
online.
exist in Honduras, as well as Argentina, Central America, South America, are some of the countries. Colombia is another country that I know they exist. And I've actually, and I think this is for a lot of Puerto Ricans. And I
Try Cuba, try Haiti, Try
But the Cubanos also don't
Dominican
they have the
Republic.
same history like we do, as well as Haiti, as well as Jamaica, as well as the La República Dominicana, the Dominican Republic, as well as the Caribbean. There, the U.S. Virgin Islands, all of that. Don't we all kind of have the same history where we were invaded?
Yeah.
Facts.
So technically, the only real deal that you have, I think, at this point, I mean, at my understanding, right? And maybe I'm wrong, is Central and South America, because we were mixed. We are mixed. That's why Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Dominicans, Jamaicans, Haitians, we all look light, black, this color, that color. It's the mix. It's the mix. But I guarantee you what, our roots, every one of us, are so freaking deep that we have passion like no other. Passion like no other. But I was really bothered as I got older. And I started realizing, they don't say they raped our women. They don't say the humiliation they did to our men. They don't say what went on when, the slave trade came from Africa, West Africa, onto the Caribbean, and give the background on that, and I'm just educating you guys a little bit. For whoever doesn't know, if you know, I'm not saying nothing you don't know, but it's just that our roots, as well as, and that's why we do what we do each Thursday night, as my brothers and sisters, my Black brothers and sisters. It's so deep. That's why we're also passionate. That's why but it's almost like it was hidden from us, because I don't recall learning any of that until I got older and I started doing research for myself because of my ideologies. Whether you like them or not, it's how I feel, and no one's going to change that. Period.
Let me ask you this, Adam, and you too, Lung. In your guys' opinion, both of you, which is more important or which would you strive to be, rich or wealthy? And do you see there being a difference?
You said, which one would I strive to be?
Yeah, which one do you think is? Do you see them being different, or you see them being the same? Or which one do you strive to be, if you do see them being different, and why?
Lungi, do you want to answer first? If not, I can answer.
You can go first.
Okay. As a woman who has struggled, right? I know what it's like to be rock bottom. I know what it's like to go to the welfare office because you need food stamps because you don't have enough for you and your children, being a single mom. But then not qualifying because you make just $1 or $2, literally too much. I know what it is to work 3 jobs and having to carry your kids on your waist, doing work that you never pictured yourself doing, but the sacrifice that we make to survive, especially my culture. We do things like that. And going up in the ladder and pretty much being successful. I'll say that, right? So at one point in my life, the goal was to be rich. And I needed to be rich to make sure I did what the Bible called me to do. And that was to leave herencia. How do you say herencia in English, to the next generation?
Inheritance.
Yes, inheritance. So that was my goal. But later on, I realized I have to keep elevating that. So rich was not just the answer, right? Rich was not just the answer because one thing I would do, and I was the master at this, if I got a $500 unexpected check, I spent $400 for me and put $100 or $50 away. And today, I am the type of person, and anybody who knows me, I will pick up my penny from the floor. Okay, no, I don't give nothing away. I am the most stingiest person when it comes to finances that you will ever meet, and the reason why is because I know what it is to have my children eating and me having to drink a cup of coffee because there wasn't enough food for me. I know what that is, and I know what it is to do it without no one's support, just kind of left out there, figure it out, right? So today, I'd much rather buy $400 worth of groceries and know my refrigerator and my pantry is filled up with food, which $400 does not do crap. Anybody who goes shopping out there, $400 a week is not crap in groceries anymore. But anyway, it's besides the point. Then go out and go to a restaurant, spend $300, and it was one night worth of food. The point is, I balance that all out. So yes, I am stingy, and I don't want to spend an extra dollar if I don't have to, right? And the way I budget myself to where if I don't go to work for a year, I can survive and be straight, which I have taken a break for about 10 months, guys. I really have. But I set my life up that way. Me growing up poor enables me to live extremely below my means comfortably and invest majority of my money, aim for retirement. And you see what I'm saying? And that's Bradley. Shout out to Bradley. I also interviewed him a while back. Shout out Bradley. He does a lot of crypto. So if you guys are interested in that, he's into that and does relatively well. Anyway, but you have to set yourself up that way. You have to set yourself up that I'm going to go ahead and I want to get things that is actually going to leave a mark for the next generation. That I'm actually going to leave a mark for my people, our people, not my people, our people, right? Mm-hmm. Us all as people. I want to always be creative to be able to think to myself, how can I double this and not lose? And that's why I'm not like, shout out to anybody who likes to do the crypto, likes to do those investments. Like I said, I'm very stingy with my money, so I like to grow it other ways. And see, that's depending on what you works for you. But I'm going to tell you guys what. You get $500, do me a favor and put away $475 out of that. Put $475. You have $25. You're broke. You're broke. And see, us people of color need to understand you can't just spend everything that you get. You can't. I could be taking trips 2, 3, 4 times a year. Why would I do that if it's going to break me? Why not just take a trip every so often? Pick a different country. Learn about that country. And I'm sorry I went a little bit, Jamil, a little bit too much into this, but it's something that I had to learn to do myself because I've lived that. Oh, no, I'm trying to give everybody the jewels. I really do. I really do. If people just sit down and talk with me, I'll tell you what I've done. You know,
I'm learning. I'm listening.
Build your LLCs. Get your business running, your businesses. You know what? Look at the vision. Just do it. Even if you're not working it right now, it'll come to you. Start putting away towards it. every single day. Instead of buying yourself those Jordans, buy yourself some Fila's on sale. I'm always on the sale rack. People see me, I'm very nicely dressed all the time you see me. I have class. Now, there's other things I like doing that I do, but that's why I don't spend in other areas, so that I'm able to do things like go to the spa on a weekly basis or bi-weekly. Instead of going out to clubs or sports bars or whatever you want to call it. Go to the beach. Budget yourself. Learn to live below your means. And I'm telling you, you're going to thank me and thank what I'm saying, because times are not getting any easier. And and another thing, plant as much stuff as you guys can outside your yard. You got a yard, even in your house, if you got an apartment. Plant your fruits and vegetables, save more money. Save any way possible. That's it. That's all I got.
Well, for me, I think when I think about wealth, I think good health is wealth. Being able to live and enjoy the money you make. I think that investing in your mind is wealth. Educating yourself in areas that can help benefit you and your family. I think wealth is not limited to financial gain. Whereas I guess when you say rich, you have a lot of money. But I think you're wealthy when you have peace of mind. I think you're wealthy when you have good health.
Okay, so my brother, I got to interrupt you real quick.
Okay.
Money helps you feel better.
No. Oh, that's right. That's right.
Money will always make you feel better.
But my point, I'm not limiting it to just money.
I know. I just had
but-
to make
but-
a joke. I had to make a joke. That money does give you, money does let you sleep a lot better at night. Trust me.
They're right. But I do believe in that wealth is not just measured by money. I believe that it's measured by,
I agree.
like I said, the peace of mind you have, the health that you have, the way what you instill in your children, the next generation, like you said, the legacy that you leave, also, the accumulation of things, having that home that you can pass down, that land that you can pass down, money in and of itself, if it's not used wisely, I don't think it translates into wealth. Kind of like you said, you can have all kind of money and you can squander. You can every $100 you get, you spending 99.9, and you keep just forgot that penny. You just having to drop that penny before you left the house.
And the problem with that, the problem, I know y'all probably don't believe me, but y'all better ask my kids, man. I'm like, pick up my penny from the floor. I don't care. I want my penny. I want my penny. And you live like that. You learn to live like that when you've been through the struggle. You've been through the struggle. You're like, man, I want my penny. I don't care. Look, I'm the person that they weren't giving out change because supposedly there was a change shortage across the nation. I'm the type of person, I'm like, no, give me my penny. I don't care if you're short, or if your drawer got to be short, give me my penny. You're already rich. Your restaurant you work at or whatever is already rich. I want my penny. So I ain't joking about the penny. I know y'all think I'm playing, but I'm not. Nope, I want my penny.
Crazy.
I want my penny. Y'all better want y'all penny too, because that's the mind you got to have to be able to get and elevate in that sense.
Right. And I think if I could pass wisdom on to my kids, that's wealth. You know,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
wealth.
Yes.
To have been able to accomplish that, you know, that's wealth. You know, money can't do that. You know, if I can make a lot of money, just the money in and of itself won't be able to do that. You know, I think wealth is a mindset. You know, and it reaches beyond, money, monetary gain. Somebody that has a certain kind of mindset, they're gonna pop up. Like you said, you were at the bottom. You know, I've been at the bottom. It's like, people that have a certain kind of mindset, they are going to pop up. I don't care where you put them. You can put them somewhere where they don't have anything, and over the course of time,
Mhm.
with the mind that they have, they're going to work their way up out of that situation.
Mhm.
Just like the story, the testimony that you shared, which is a powerful story, powerful testimony. Some people stay there. Some people don't have the mindset to be able to come out. They succumb. They can't take it. They get depressed. They're on a million different pills, and they're on drugs, or they just, they're in a mental institution, you know. But what about the one that was homeless one day? Like, what's that movie that always used to touch my heart when I watched it with Will Smith?
Pursuit of Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness. To me, that was one of the most powerful stories. I think back on the time when that guy was in his he was in the subway. You remember? He's in the subway, with his son, and they're homeless. And he's going into the bathroom to just find a comfortable place to sleep. And he's trying to hold back his pain and frustration and hurt and laugh with his son until his son goes to sleep. He plays a game with his son, an imaginary game, But when his son finally goes to sleep, that's his time to express the pain and the hurt that he's feeling with the situation. He doesn't want his son to see him weak, but he's at the bottom. He's crying, and those tears were real, and that touched me. But he didn't stay there. That wasn't his destiny, because that wasn't his mindset.
Absolutely.
He was more, what was in him was bigger than what was around him. So here he is, when the opportunity comes, he takes advantage of the opportunity.
That's right.
He has a mentality to win. He has a winner's mentality. You can't keep a winner down forever. You can't keep a winner down forever.
That's
And
right.
it may take a little time. It may take a little time. But when it happened, it happened. God bless the child.
Yeah. The problem sometimes is that when we struggle and we get to a certain comfortable state, and y'all, I'm not saying I'm rich. I don't want anybody to misinterpret what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I've been able to set things up in my life that I can survive, but sometimes, just sometimes, we've struggled so much. It's going through things like what I went through, right? That we also overgive to our children. And I'm going to give everybody some advice. Don't let them struggle too, because it's the only way you're going to keep it in your family and I have had to learn that. Can't just give, 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 give. I was the type of parent that used to give to my children $2,000 birthdays, $3,000 birthdays. I don't, an outfit. That's enough. You don't need that much. I'm putting myself in debt, getting you all this stuff for what? So I just don't do that anymore. I would get credit cards and just max them out and pay them off throughout the year, and then max them out again at the end of the year and pay them off throughout the year. And it's a vicious circle. Get out of debt. That's why I'm saying it. I'm not saying it to show off or nothing like that. Bradley, I am not adopting you. I'm broke. Today I'm, I'm broke. I'm broke. I'm not adopting nobody. I'm sorry. I'm broke. It's broke. But maybe this isn't the conversation for me to have because maybe I'm being a little bit too open, and I'll let you guys take over.
I think this is a good conversation. It took a turn that we didn't expect. It took a good turn though. I think it was encouraging. It's encouraging because sometimes people got to understand, what priorities are all about. Yeah. And so many times we have our priorities, out of whack. Yeah. And we suffer and don't understand that we're suffering because of the lack of priorities. Yeah. If we live like the brother said, if we live below our means, oftentimes and don't just because we have it, spend it, we can see better days in the future than we even expected, Yeah.
Well, that's just my advice. Don't over spoil your kids. It's a slap in the face at the end. And I say that for many reasons. My children are practically adults, my youngest, and they just, when you look around their room and you're like, you don't use 90% of this stuff. Still has tags on it. That's a problem. Your children are overspoiled. My children loved clothes. They weren't into the electronics and all that, but they really loved clothes. And don't do it. Don't do it. I was going to give one of them that just graduated last year a Mercedes. And my mom had to stop me and tell me, what the hell are you doing? In May, she just graduated. I was going to give her a Mercedes. What are you doing, Evan? So I don't even have a Mercedes, guys. So, don't overgive to your kids. Just don't. I've had to learn that the hard way. Don't overgive to your kids. And I say that in a positive note. Anyways, enough about that. For me.
Yes. I think that
y'all are like, what are you doing, Anna? You guys are probably like my mom. What were you thinking?
Adopt me. I'm thinking Mercedes.
Look, I'm broke. Hey, I be telling my kids, I'm broke. I'm broke. I ain't got nothing. I'm broke.
somebody asked you to adopt them for real.
Yes. What's his name? He talked about it on the screen.
Bradley.
Yeah.
Sad.
But I think it is good when you agree to do all you can to make sure your kids are straight, but at the same time, like you said, teach them how to be frugal, I guess you can say.
Well, see, that's what my parents taught me. They said, Anna, you are doing them a misfortune. And someone very special in my life also said that to me. You're doing wrong. you need to stop. And, there was some upset, spoiled children, but I had to do it. I had to, wait a minute. It's true. I can't just, okay, you need this. Okay, I'm here. Oh, mommy, I need this. I'm there. Oh, mommy, I need this. I'm there. And mommy, because mommy's only been the only one that's been there for the last whatever years. And I had to learn to just stop it. Say, no, we're not doing this. I'm broke. I'm broke, and I'm broke. And there was some pissed off. I mean, they just thought every time they went out, food, every time this, you get it. And no, I had to stop. And I thank that special person in my life. They know who they are. Because it's really helped me get tougher. Tougher. Absolutely.
So I kind of want to take a turn back to politics a little bit. Can we talk a little bit about DeSantis? I just wanted to ask you a question because, from my understanding, isn't he? Why are you looking like that? I know he's not your favorite guy in the world, but isn't he about to run for president, possibly? Because that's what it seems like is in the cooking in the Republican Party.
So let's just say that I think that they're liking him, and it looks like the Republican Party is turning.
Right.
Number 45, which I'm happy about in that sense. They tend to love DeSantis' ways. They love him so much that I think by 8:30 or 9 o'clock in the state of Florida, he was already doing his speech, his acceptance speech. I mean, he beat Charlie Crist by a landslide. I'm talking about 19%.
Right.
That's pretty huge. Not even Stacey Abrams. Like, at least Georgia had her back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The thing with Florida is, if I may, a lot of Boricuas, Puertorriqueños, are very upset with the way the Democrats have led a lot of things. With the hurricanes and the assistance and other things, and they voted the other way. That is why I believe he won by a landslide. So, but I believe he will. He was threatened already by number 45 not to run.
Right. I saw that.
I believe he will. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, because it seemed like it's gonna be a good. It seemed like it's gonna be a good fight right there because it seems like 45 is possibly gonna try to,
He better not try to battle Orange Man. He better leave Orange Man alone. He tried to battle Orange Man.
Like Orange Man though.
The problem with Orange Man.
They're blaming him for how a lot of these elections didn't go the way that they hoped, throughout the United States. They're putting a lot of blame on 45.
I think
you gotta bring back off Orange Man.
I think Jamil's an Orange Man fan. I'm not an Orange Man fan. I am not.
I'm clowning. I'm just clowning. I'm just clowning.
I know you are. And I am too. I'm just, in my opinion, right? This is just Anna speaking. I don't believe if you're being investigated by the feds and you got all this other crap going on, and continue to have crap going on. Did I say something funny, or you laughing back
But
there?
he's just pure.
Huh?
But he's just pure. He got all this going on, but he's just not a scratch.
And that's what I'm
Nothing's
saying.
wrong. Nothing's wrong.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're supposed to just be like, okay, I don't see anything. I'm still gonna vote for you. But if he does win, let's say he does, and people still vote for him, you're insane to me. And you're radicals and you have issues, and I don't want to be around you. Like, I'm gonna watch everybody these next elections and what they're writing on their social media, and I'm not gonna take them off, but I'm just gonna unfollow people and unfollow people, because I'm trying not to write anything. All I try to tell people is vote.
Yeah.
Just vote. But if you're that radical, and you are so radical you're blind to what's going on out there, and like I said, I was a registered Republican, but that's all out the door. Like, after all this ridiculousness I have seen, no, I am not. I am everything but a Republican. Everything but a Republican. I'm embarrassed.
But in reality, it's like it's not about the actual parties themselves. Man, all this stuff is, like I said, there's two heads of the same snake, man. In reality, and
No.
it is. Man, it's two heads of the same snake, man. Republican, Democrat, Republican, man. It's all the same thing, man. They gang banging the politics, red and blue, east and west. It's all this stuff, man. It's crazy. That's why the nation, Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us not to vote. I think we need to, if anything, form our own political party and then take it from there.
Oh, who wants to start that? Who wants to start that?
Shh.
Lungi,
I will.
Jamil.
Yeah, the Jamilicans. That's what we're gonna call them. The Jamilicans. Yes. And my political views stand in line with those of Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Marcus Garvey and Frederick Douglass and all of the people who even now, the Al Bartels, the Anna Quinoneses, who the people like the big homie Abdul, these I gotta stand with some people who are about freedom, justice, and equality, man. Because that's politics.
Yeah.
In reality. But that's for another topic. My wife is calling me, and I love my baby, and I have to go, but I just wanted to let you guys know before I go that riches is only an accumulation of money, but wealth is the long-term management of that money.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are rich and they blow their riches because they don't have a wealthy mindset. They don't have a mindset to make that money or those riches make them more money.
Mm-hmm.
Or pass it down, like I said, for generations to come. I heard Shaq explaining it one time. And the guy was telling him, you know, my children's gonna have the same wealth.
Oh, I like that.
You know, it's not gonna diminish.
I like that.
And wealth, the ability to make these riches pass down to generations is wealth. You don't see too many wealthy rappers. They're rich because they make money, but they blow it so fast
On crap.
on liabilities, not on assets. They think that those cars and those houses and those stuff, they think that that's an asset, but those things are taking money out of their pocket. They're not putting money into their pocket. They're liabilities. And like my brother was saying, Lungy, you know, that, you know, wealth is it's a mindset. It's a overall wellness. You know, health is wealth. Good health is wealth. You know, intelligence is wealth. Patience is wealth.
Man, I gotta learn that. Can y'all teach me that one? I struggle with that. At least I'm honest.
Patience is wealth, you know. But these things, the understanding of these things is, I think, where our people fail as a whole, not as individuals, because you have some individuals who were able to recognize the difference and try to teach our people the difference. But the misconception is held by our youth today. I see it all the time. You know, these brothers in these videos, they got all these bands of IOUs and these big diamonds draped around their necks and these cars and these videos and stuff that they can't even pay for. They got to rent and all this other stuff, and just accumulating debt upon debt upon debt upon debt upon debt upon debt upon debt. And they don't have a clue as to how to truly accumulate wealth. But
so Jamil, let me ask you a question.
Gotta make it quick, because you gotta make it quick, because
I know. And hello to your beautiful wife. Hello to her. Quick question. What's your recommendation to get there? Because even I need pointers.
On to get wealth. First things first, in the words of Robert Kiyosaki, the founder, one of the founders of Rich Dad, Poor Dad series, I think the very first thing we need to do as a whole is increase our financial IQ. That's the foundation as a whole. We as original people, melanated people, pigmented people, whatever you want to call us, you know, we need to first and foremost increase our financial IQ, because that's where it all starts. We have so many misconceptions about wealth and about riches, about money, about currency, about debt, and assets versus liabilities. You know, it's like we don't know the rules to the game, but we want to play it. And as a result, we keep on fouling out.
Mm-hmm.
We keep fouling out. But the sooner that we're able to increase our financial IQ, the more our bad habits with money and with currency will change.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll start recognizing those things that Marcus Garvey and Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Noble Drew Ali and Frederick Douglass and Brother Umar Johnson and Brother Polite and all these brothers who, excuse me, and I say those brothers because those are brothers who I study on a regular basis. But you start recognizing what these brothers were talking about. And we'll come up out of this situation a whole lot sooner. With that, like, any final thoughts? My final thought is to all our people, Black, brown, Asiatic, unmelanated, like, get knowledge, get wisdom. And in the words of Solomon, with all thy getting, get understanding of self and of the time and of what must be done. Good night, my brothers and my sisters.
Well, and I just want to say thank you again for letting me be here. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think old Bradley too, man. That's a good brother, man. I like that guy. I like that guy there.
Go ahead.
I'm just glad to be here. Glad to be a part of it. I just look forward to next week. However we shift and turn things. And I'm looking forward to our introduction. With our song or whatever, how it's gonna go. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yes.
I think that's gonna give it a different little flavor right there, right?
Yes.
But I'm just glad to be here. Glad to see everybody healthy and strong. And as this year is closing out, I don't know what everybody's plans are for Thanksgiving or, just the holiday season. I thank God for this year. I thank God for making it through. Because there's been some storms.
Yeah.
There's been some ups and downs. There's been some woes, some worries. But we done made it through. We almost to the finish line of this year. And I think 2023 is going to be a very awesome.
Yes.
I'm believing for something great. You feel me? So 2023 is where what I'm really looking at. God's favor is real. His love is there for us. He's brought us through so much, and he's taught us so much, and shown us so much, and given us so much. And I'm grateful. I want to spend this holiday, not so much eating turkey and eating stuffing and all that. I'm just grateful to be here. Yeah, I don't need to gain no more weight. I'm actually trying to lose weight. I have a goal for 2023 that I've messed up in 2022. I remember at the beginning of 2022, I said I'm gonna do this and lose this, and here it is. I'm at the end of 2022 with probably 6 weeks left or 7 weeks left or whatever, and I messed it up. I messed it all up. I done gained more weight than I done lost. So I have a goal.
Do cardio, man.
some food is just so good. You know how it is, Anna. Some
Yes.
food is just
Oh
oh my God, I can't do it
Yes.
without it.
Trust me, I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Look, y'all, I was I had lost some weight. It was a good and bad thing. I was going through some things, and I'll talk about that at the right time. But I was down to 155 pounds. I done gained to let's just say I'm a lot more than that. And I don't even care anymore. Like I'm looking at myself and I'm like, but you know what? Whatever. You know what, Lungi? Keep eating as long as you're forget it, man. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it.
You
As long
know,
as you're taking care of yourself.
and I've
Do
been
what you
shocking
do.
myself. I've been shocking myself lately because I've been drinking more sodas than I usually would. Soda is just
Oh,
that
so
I just feel it's like I feel the weight on me when I drink a soda.
yeah.
And it's like I got to slow down off certain because I'm actually a water drinker. I drink a lot of water, but I drink a lot of coffee. I'll even drink coffee throughout the day, at work, wherever, coming back from work. I'm 7 o'clock at night drinking coffee. I almost wanted to have some coffee for this show, but, but oh, you got yours. You got yours. But I have goals for 2023. I think I'm gonna try to remain solid, to some of the things that I have set up and arranged in my mind for 2023. But I thank God that we made it through. I thank God for your show. I thank God for you, Anna. You're a blessing to us. We don't take you for granted. We don't take you for granted.
One last thing before I go. I think you mentioned it. Happy birthday to your daughter.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
yesterday.
Yeah, definitely. Happy birthday.
Your 19th birthday. Happy birthday. Hope everything is good for you, and that you're blessed. You have a blessed day.
And another congratulations to over 50,000 views with that interview. Hasn't it went up to 50 something thousand?
Now, is that what it's up to right now? Is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Really?
it's like
almost
55,000
60. It's
views.
almost 60. Yeah.
What? Yes, no, yes or no. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Look, thank you guys, and please start sending us stars. Start sending the stars.
That's right.
It just shows us that you like what you see. So just send the stars. And Bradley, I want to say something to you real quick. You are included, and to me, you're part of my family. I've interviewed you before, and I know deep background into who you are, and you guys can watch that interview on my page. I don't delete any interviews, but Bradley, you're always included, and just because we hit on certain topics, it's because you guys, Bradley has a sense of humor. It's because these things need to be brought up. These issues need to be, and I'm very firm on trying to educate our people. And Bradley, even if you learn something from us and maybe you can help somebody else, we would appreciate it, the three of us, because that's what this is for.
Right.
It's not for just anybody, the show. We actually appreciate your comments. We appreciate you being online and in doing what you do. So I'm just really excited about that. Those numbers, like I had no idea. I started to look and I'm so excited I can't even look. So thank you guys. Just thank you. It was an awesome interview. It really was. If you haven't watched it, watch it with Killer Priest. And I will be interviewing a few other celebrities very, very soon. They will be hashtagging a few of my clients. 3 of them off the top of my head. One is Damien, one is David Scott, and the other one, I want to say it's Brock. Anyways, I'll have to look through my files or whatever, but they will be hashtagging their names, say their names. They need to get home. They need to get home. You shouldn't have to pay for your crime for the rest of your life, literally. I understand a life sentence and I understand things were done. Okay, but people change. And remember, we all change. with that being said, I will see you guys next week. I am waiting on some editing for Lunchtime with Anna. I have a transgender coming in from Georgia Department of Corrections. We need to edit some things out of that interview, and that will be airing hopefully this week. If not, I will air it next week. You guys don't want to miss that because they go into more detail of things that others are not aware of within the Department of Corrections in the state of Georgia, and really nationwide. So with that being said, y'all have a wonderful day, wonderful rest of your week. It looks like our storm is gone. It's nice and peaceful out there right now, so we're safe. Y'all have a wonderful one. Share this, talk about it, do whatever you like. Y'all have a good one. Ciao.
Ciao.